25 days left in my Calendar Club 365 challenge. It's a challenge I started on May 1st, 2023 to run the number of miles equivalent to the day of the month for 1 full year. So that means today on April 6th, I'm running 6 miles. And let's get into it. It's a lot to talk about today. First of all, can we talk about how it's a 58-degree tarp soft day here in St. Paul, Minnesota? I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So as a part of it being my last month of the Calendar Club 365 challenge, I put out a cumulative mile challenge goal by creating a Strava club called Calendar Club 365 Finale. And the goal is to get 15,000 miles across all the people that are in the group. So once you join the club on Strava, which is free, then when your miles automatically upload to Strava, they automatically upload to the group. And I made the goal 15,000 and we're already up to 6,000. So I think what I put out yesterday though is I said once we get to 15,000, I'm just gonna double it. Every time we reach a goal, I'm just gonna double it. So it's April 6th and yeah, we're a third of the way there for the month. And that's not to mention, outside of myself, I know for sure one other person who is doing the Calendar Club month of April. So that's 1,000 miles right there at the end of the month to tally up. So definitely gonna need to boost that. We're gonna hit that hopefully by the 10th. That's maybe pushing it a little bit, but the 10th. Those are fun goals to set though. I've noticed that there's different types of goals that I like to participate in. One is setting big goals like doing the Calendar Club challenge for a full year, or accumulating over 15,000 miles of all the people in the run group. Those are more like, just like see if those can get accomplished type goals. And then there's other goals that are more competitive goals, like the beer mile, like racing in an ultra and trying to beat the other people that are lined up to race that race. That's something that I haven't dug too much into until recently, and I've really enjoyed the process of letting my competitive spirit come out, because I was an athlete in college. I mean, I played football, I played lacrosse, and I really did enjoy competing and like beating people and winning. And so with Beer Mile, on Monday of this last week, I raced a D1 soccer player at St. Thomas. She's a sophomore. She's actually the younger sister of a guy that I played football with at St. Thomas, who was a beast running back, Tucker Treadle. The dude was such a fucking beast. And I beat her, and it just inspired me to be like, okay, let's see if I can beat other D1 athletes at the mile. And mind you, I'm drinking beer and running 4 beers, 4 laps there. She just ran the mile. And so I don't think that, I look back on my college days and don't think that I could have run a fast mile even as an athlete. So I think there's something there that I can play around with, whether it's basketball players or football players or soccer, male or female, I don't really care, and just having them run a mile and me compete against them while drinking beer. So, and if I get humbled, I get humbled. That's okay too. It'll force me to get better and faster at the beer mile. It'll only make me better. But I think it's just a good opportunity to have some fun with the competitiveness that I'm stirring up, and doing it with other athletes who want to compete as well, you know? I know what it's like to be a freaking college athlete. You want to prove yourself, and you're not afraid of any competition, or at least that's the mindset of the real champions. So I'm really excited about that, and I think that there's a lot of opportunity there to just meet a bunch of athletes in a fun and creative way, and in a way that lets them still be athletes without having to force alcohol down their throat, and also replicate it. Like running 30 miles on a weekend, although I want to do with athletes, isn't super replicatable, but doing a mile is, you know, like that's not going to kill them. Shouldn't. Hello, bus driver. So yeah, that's been on my mind, and I'm hopping on to St. Thomas campus right now, the University of, and I talked about this today, something that comes to my mind every once in a while, just how I, as an athlete here, was a tough competitor, but I was also a big drinker, and harnessed that competitiveness in destructive ways. Hold on a minute here. So I used to compete on this field, football field. So when I was in college, I definitely competed hard, whether that was in sports, in lacrosse and football. It didn't really matter. I was out there to compete and be tough and sell out for my teammates too. And I also took that to off the field stuff, like drinking and games and stuff like that, drinking games. And oh, that house is gone. And there was just destructive ways to compete, because there's no ultimate benefit or value that came up from that. So I think the self-awareness journey that I've been on has been just being aware that, hold on, let me cross the street. This journey has really been being aware of the ways that I'm using that energy, that competitive edge, that toughness, that grittiness, in ways that are destructive. And how can I direct that and focus that in a direction that's constructive, that can build my life moving forward? So that's the ultimate goal. That's what matters, is just being aware of the gifts that I have, and then recognizing the ways in which those haven't been used in the most constructive ways, and then just shifting that focus toward goals and objectives that fulfill that. That's growth. That's how I grow.